Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. This is part 1 of the series Speedrun from 1000 to 2000 rating. Today it was a very short but very long and instructive game. I went into the detail, we punished opening mistakes. If you want a part 2 of this speedrun, drop a like, subscribe, and let's jump straight into the game. There we go, we are in the first game. First game we're playing 1066, so I won't play my G6 opening, which I usually play. I will try to focus on the principle so you guys get an idea how to play the opening, how to handle it. So we get the move C4, and as a beginner I just recommend you always to try and control the center as early as possible. So I'll start with the move E5. Let's see how the opponent responds. So E5 is just taking the center. I think like there are a lot of moves already, like G3 is a move, Knight C3, I think E4 is a move. There are a lot of moves. Okay, goes for the move D3. Now we will just simply develop the knight, play Knight C6. Knight is looking at the center, and next he can probably go like G3. Okay, he's playing Knight F3. Always think what the piece is doing. Okay, it's targeting the pawn in the center. We don't have to guard it though, because it's defended by our knight. So we can just keep going with our plan. And I am thinking about bishop c5 or bishop b4. Both moves make sense because we want to develop the bishop, get the knight out. If you go probably to f6 and play a game. Also knight f6 is not that bad of a move, but I will play the move bishop b4 here with the attention. The bishop blocks I can probably trade, or I can just leave it like that and go like d6. And if he blocks with the knight, I will just get quick development with knight s6 and castle, and then we can, okay. He's blocking with the bishop. So the first instinct is to take. He's gonna take with the queen or knight, probably with the queen. We don't have to do that. We can also just play knight f6. But in this case, I will just keep it simple, because I don't want to overcomplicate it in the first episode, and we'll just take. So we're trading the bishop for the bishop, because we're helping him with development, but it's fine because we got a tempo by giving a check. And now we can play knight f6 and castle the king, and we're happy. So he can probably take with the knight. Queen takes looks already a bit dubious because okay, plays queen take. It's probably also fine. Okay. So for 1000 he's already playing quite good so far. So I would just like to keep it simple this way and just play knight f6 now. We're just developing the knight. Our knights are looking at the center. This pawn is protected, and he goes knight g5. And this is the kind of move, I also mentioned it in the last series, which a lot of beginners do. Playing moves that attack nothing, like the knight is not doing anything. Where's the knight gonna go? It doesn't do anything, right? I can, for example, just play h6 and there's nothing. This is the kind of move you guys need to stop doing. Always focus on development, give, especially in the opening, every piece one move. This bishop is not doing anything, it needs to get out of there. He could have played like g3 and bishop g2, but he goes knight g5, which is just bad. And this is what you guys need to understand. These moves, it's not doing anything, it's not threatening anything. Where's the knight going? So I will just play the move h6, kick the knight out, and it can just go back, and there's like nothing. Next move I can also castle. Of course, if he takes, you might be thinking, wait, the king is out in the open, might be scary. There's nothing. This bishop is dead. I can just play rook f8, king g8. You call this castling by hand because you're getting your king with 3 moves into safety, into the corner. And he plays knight e4, which is also a move that is probably not good. So of course, here are 3 moves. Always look for checks, captures, and attacks. So we don't have a check, right? we can take something. Okay, we can take the knights. It's the only thing in the position we can take. Okay, we get pawn takes. So the pawn structure is a bit dubious. It's a bit weak, which is already good. Or the other move I see is because he's late with castle, we can also play d5 maybe. The problem is just that after knight takes, queen takes, pawn, he can take our pawn. We need to move, and if he go d4, he takes, and we play pawn takes, then we don't have the ability to castle shore. So in this case, we can either take or just castle. Both moves are fine, but in this case, I'll just keep on the principle, just play the logical move, and I'll just castle here. And if he takes our knight, we are just gonna play queen takes f6. Very simple. So let's see what he does. I also can't think for too long because it's only a 10 plus 0 game, so it's also not too much time on the clock. I'm trying to give my best to explain as much as I can, but yeah, probably what he should do is, without thinking, knight bc3, because now I'm not threatening to double his pawn. He can also play g3, but this is I would probably just take, which I would just take, and then after the bishop going to g2, it's completely locked out by its own pawn. So this doesn't make too much sense. You get it? Because yeah. So he plays this move h4, which I think is a big mistake. So your king is in the middle, right? Your king is in the middle, and you're trying to attack with playing aggressive, trying to attack, and that's just not the right approach. You always need to get your pieces out. You don't attack anyone without pieces. So we see, okay, our opponent tries to attack us, his king's the middle, so we need to open up the center. We can play take, we can take the knight, which he has to take back, and play like c5, which is probably fine. We can play the move d6, also fine. We move d5, still doesn't quite work, which is a bit annoying. So I would just say we will just take this knight, okay, and next move we will play d3, d6, get the bishop out, target pawns, and get all the pieces out, with like knight e4, c6, and trying to get to the king. That's very important right now, okay? If you get this, we will have a very good position. We already have a very good position. And you see, you already have a very good position after 8 moves by just following the opening principles, you know? It's very, you see, we have already very good position. And this is at 1000, guys. This is a 1000. This is not somebody who just learned the rules. This is not a very good player, but he knows what he's doing a little bit, okay? And you see, you can get a very good position very quick. It's not so hard. So as said, I will play the move d6 here, try opening up the bishop so it has squares. Also we're taking away g4, which was his plan, and if he goes like f3, he's already also weakening this diagonal a lot to his king, and we can try to exploit it with like f5. Also f5 is a big thing at some point. f5 is also getting very strong. Probably we will first get the bishop to e6, and then we will look what we can do. Okay, it's not moving yet. Okay, he plays f4, which is again shocking me, because there is a rule: when your king is in the middle, you try to close the center. Especially, you always try to close up the side where your king is. If you're castling short, you try to close the king side. If you're castling long, you try to close the queen side. If your king's the center, you try to close the center. There's only exceptions in same side attack, or if you want to attack, then it's fine to open up. But if you're especially in defensive mode, or in which he has to be, it's not good. So the first move I'm thinking about is bishop e6. We're targeting the pawn. He's probably gonna go to e3, guard the pawn, and we can do that, but he's also taking away knight d4, and I don't want to help him play a good move. It's basically, so I will play this move f5 here. f5. We're getting the pieces out, we're opening up the center, we're also taking away g4, and he has no attack, there's nothing to be scary about. Yeah, these light squares are a little bit weak, but this bishop is dead. It doesn't do anything, this knight is not developed. Just look at these pieces, there are 4 pieces on the back rank. We need 2 more moves, and we have our rooks connected. He is at least 1, 2, 3, 4 moves away from getting all his pieces out. And this is not how it's supposed to go out of the open. So you see, king in the middle. We try to open up the center. We'll get the bishop out, the queen out, get this rook here, and we will try to get for this, trying to kill this king with our pieces, because with our rooks, because we will open up the center and then try to attack this vulnerable king. So we're waiting for what he does, what he plays. Okay, he gives us a check. Here's a check. Yeah, this is a check, but it's not doing so much. So I will just play king h8. King h8. I don't want to go king h7 because there might be some future on this diagonal. The king is much more safe on h8 because there's no piece that can ever hurt us. And the knight will never arrive on g6, which is not heavy. So next up, we will try to get the use this queen as a piñata. So we will try to get the queen out and then play like bishop e6, get the tempo, and he's kind of helping us with our plan. And still, is his king very weak? We can maybe play knight c4 with some c5 ideas. And if he plays like a3, we have like queen a5. If he takes, he's losing the rook, and we have a strong pin. There are already a lot of ideas in this position. We have a lot of stuff. We can open up the center. We can go knight b4, and you can go like queen e7, queen f6 with the bishop e6 idea. And you know you're in a good position when you have a lot of strong ideas, and you're thinking all of this are very good from you. So he plays e3, he is opening up the bishop. The bishop now guards also the c4 pawn. So what we can do is, if I think about this, if we take, the pawn is gonna take back. I don't think he's gonna take here, also it would just open up. And after he takes back, we can take the pawn. And this is a short calculation. This is what I mean. You don't have to calculate too much, but like this short calculation. After this, he takes back, and we have rook e8. And if he doesn't, we just have the strong pawn. So also what we can do is knight b4, which I talked about with the c5 idea after. But this time I will just keep it simple. This is a bit more complicated with this. And we will just grab the pawn on f4 and then take on e4. Of course, if he takes, we will just probably just recapture, and after, I mean, he's not gonna survive this for very long. I don't think he's gonna do that. This would be very crazy, but yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. Look at this. It's only been 12 moves, and we already have a crushing position. And this is what you need. You don't need to be perfect in openings, right? But you need to understand the basic opening rules, the foundation of the openings, and then you automatically gonna have a good position of the opening. You were already winning just by playing the opening. You don't have to know too much out of middle game. These is later in the speedrun. Later in the speedrun we need to go into more detail because the people start knowing how to play properly. Okay, so again, knight b4, he's gonna go queen d2, and okay, also the time is ticking, so I will just grab the pawn. If he takes, we take back, okay. And probably if he takes, we will also even take with the rook and prevent him from castling. Because his idea, he's sacking the 2 pawns because he wants to get this king castle. Because he's now thinking, oh shit, what have I done? My king is now somehow not in the best spot. But we will play, if he castles, queen takes h4, because we're still eyeing the pawn. Okay, he guards the pawn, which should be a mistake. So if pawn takes, queen takes with bishop f5. If bishop takes, we have... We'll also play knight b4 immediately. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go knight b4, forking both pieces. The queen has to keep guarding. And then we can we'll see. So probably I'm thinking about taking and playing f4, guarding the pass pawn. But there are a lot of options. Also, no, after queen d4, there's probably just c5, which is crushing. c5, queen a, queen c3, and then like queen a5. We'll get back to the initial idea, you know, which I talked about. But then you can get. It's not too easy, but we're completely winning. Now it's just about figuring out how the best way. We're 2 pawns up. It's only been 14 moves up. His king is not castle. Our king is totally safe. And this is a very comfortable position, you know? So let's see what he does. There's nothing to think about. There's only queen d4, right? This is like the only move you can play right now. So I'm thinking, do we take? Then he just resigns. Okay, he just resigns. That's crazy. I wish I could have showed you how to convert this, but we will analyze this. Okay, then let's analyze the game, I would say. So, let's go to the very start. So as I said, he played c4, we played e5. This is all basic, all fine. And you're ready, this was all good. And here, as said, yeah, knight g5 is a terrible move. As you can see, the engine is already giving us the advantage. The engine actually wants us to play it d5 when taking the center immediately and punishing that the knight leaves the center, that he's not developed, and we castle first. But we played what's going on? We played h6, which is the best move. We castle here. Yeah, he could have taken. And you can see we're after f4, it's just been 10 moves and we have a -2 position. We're already crushing. He played f5, which is also fine. We get check. We get king h8. He pushes. It's now -4 already. We win the pawn. And yeah, after knight b4, he just resigned because the position is -6. And this is what I mean. You just need to know the typical opening principles. You know, you should know how to punish them, and you can easily win games in a very short time. That was it for the first part, for the first episode of the Speedrun series. It was a little bit longer one because I tried to get into more detail with the opening. I hope you enjoyed it anyway. I hope you could learn something, and we'll see us in the next one. Bye.